show you're about to hear is meant for mature audiences.
Who cares?
If you're looking to learn something or grow as a human being,
You should probably keep searching. Snowflake. Damn.
Oh, that's fucked up.
this is as unfiltered, raw, and real it's gonna get when it comes to talking about anything and everything. With your hosts, James, Colin, and Jess. This is Simply Uncensored.
Thou shalt not suffer a witch to live. Exodus 22:18 basically says, do not allow a sorceress to live. Kill all the witches. Welcome to Simply Uncensored. We are here with episode 19. We're getting up there, boys.
We're preaching at you. We got Bible verses coming for you this episode. We're preaching at you.
Today we're talking about Salem witch trials. If you listened to us last week, you should already know this. But we are getting into that little spooky for Halloween type deal. I don't know. It's really not that spooky, but it's a good subject to be talking about. What's up, guys? I got Colin and Jess with me today, as always.
How's everybody doing today? Ready for another awesome episode of Simply Uncensored, where we make fun of Colin a little bit, maybe even poke some fun at James.
Sucks to be you, Colin.
Yeah, fuck James. Anyways, you said this isn't that spooky, dude. I would be spooked as hell if someone started calling me a witch in the 1600s, because that means, you're pretty much dead. There's no way to prove you're not a witch.
Well, hold up. There's a lot of ways to prove
spooky
it.
as fuck.
But we will get into that.
Fuck. I don't want to be no witch. It is
Exactly.
cold as a witch's titty over where I'm at, though.
Wait, what?
It's cold as a witch's titty over in Virginia.
Cold as a witch. Motherfucker, we're like 1,000 miles above you. Like, it's colder up here. I don't want to hear you bitching.
I know it's cold over there all the time. Fuck all that noise. I don't like cold weather.
Nobody does.
Yeah, fuck that.
All right. Well, so today we're talking about the Salem witch trials. I actually watched a few documentaries, and I kind of fell in love with this entire fucking concept because it is so fucked. So basically, witch trials have been around for 300 fucking plus years before the actual Salem witch trials started, which was in 1692. This is fucking way back when. So for about 300 years, Italy, France, New England, Germany, they have all been doing these massive witch hunts. So throughout time, throughout the 14th and 16th century, it's been common. It's not something new. It's kind of a normal, everyday thing. Nothing out of the ordinary. But during these centuries, the 14th to 16th century, 40 to 50,000 people were killed due to these witch hunts. Now, so since it's such a normal thing and so many people have died, people are used to it. So why is it that that Salem witch trials is such a big thing in the eyes of history?
Here, let me ask it. James, why is it when I think of witch trials, I think of Salem?
Right? Yeah. Yeah, you don't think of fucking these thousands of people that fucking got killed.
Yeah, exactly.
No, you think of Salem.
It's because Americans are more important.
Well,
Right.
keep in mind this was, year 1692, so this is a couple hundred years after America was founded. So these are all people from, these countries, France, Italy, New England, Germany. So these aren't even Americans yet. America wasn't even founded. It was discovered, but it wasn't founded.
Yeah.
So these...
It was the
Yeah, these are just colonies.
American colonies.
Yeah, so these aren't
colonies,
Americans. So, it happened on American soil, so I guess maybe that's why you kind of learn more. I'd be interested to know people in, England actually hear about Salem as much as we did during school. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
Probably.
it's all problems with religion.
Plus the Crucible, the play The Crucible. I forget who wrote it, obviously, because I didn't pay attention in school. But they make you read that book, or read that play. I'm sorry.
That's a book.
And basically, it goes through. Well, yeah, it's a book when you read it, but it's based on a play. Basically,
It's based on a
it
true
goes through
fucking story.
Yeah, it goes through an example, but it's a play. The Crucible is a play.
I've never seen the play.
Yeah, I've never even
Neither have
heard
I.
that
I've
there
only
was a
read it.
play.
Yeah, I didn't even know there was a play. Honestly, I'm too stupid. I definitely didn't pay attention in school.
Right.
Anyways,
Fuck.
so let's go back another 1,000+ years, almost 2,000 years. Not quite, but anyways, 12,
Your math is a little off there, bud.
1,000+ years. That's what I said.
Yeah, we'll just say 2,000 years. We're good.
That's exactly what I said. You fucking dipshit.
What are we going back to?
Damn.
1231. So the year is
That's not
1231.
1,000 years. Oh my god.
That is 1,000. Whatever.
Fucking dipshit. You fucking dipshit.
Okay, so anyways, Pope Gregory the Ninth. He was the first.
Pope Gregory.
Pope Gregory the Ninth.
Poke Gregory?
Was actually the first one to give orders to start hunting down witches, and he gets these orders from that thou shalt not suffer a witch to live, which is in the Bible. So basically, word of God is that we should kill the witches. Well, Pope Gregory the Ninth was the first one to start these actual witch hunts, and this was the 300 years before the actual Salem witch trial. And then, like I said, since then, thousands of people have been killed. So you got to keep in mind, everyone in this time is just super fucking religious. Everyone believes in religion. So this is such a common thing that everyone's just gonna follow these witch hunts. And then it wasn't until 200+ years later, 1484, where Pope Innocent VIII. How many more popes in 200? I don't know. How many popes would we have in 200 years? Fucking like 6. Too many. So Pope Innocent VIII actually made witchcraft illegal, an act punishable by death.
Fuck them. Kill them all. Kill the Pope too. Little boy touching faggot.
This would be the perfect time for the Boo soundtrack at the Pope.
Yeah.
The Pope gets the boo button tonight.
Oh man.
What was it? Pope Innocence?
Pope Innocent VIII. Yep. So he made witchcraft illegal, punishable by death, 1484. So because most of the time your political leader and your religious leader were the same people, when he made this illegal, basically, if you were a witch, you were practicing witchcraft, you were not only a crime against religion, you were also a crime against the kingdom. And we all know what happens when you fucking go against kingdom. You're gonna get your ass fucking hunted down and killed.
I'll chop your melon off.
Yep.
They'll chop it off, they'll burn it off, they'll hang you.
I hate when that happens. That is the worst. I mean, this isn't the first time we've had. I mean, mass hysteria has happened multiple times in, history, and probably the most recent, I guess, would be the Red Scare, which was not that long ago.
Yeah, the Cold War.
Everybody's a commie.
Nukes are gonna fall from the sky at any second.
Nukes. Kyle,
Yep,
we're in
and
1497. There are no nukes.
Well, the witches are even more dangerous than nukes, so
Are they? Are they really?
yeah, they can float. They can steal your soul, just like gingers, but it's scary. I'm scared of witches.
Is that what gingers do? They steal your soul?
Yeah. Yeah,
Maybe.
you haven't just seen, oh, you do go and watch South Park. Yeah, gingers steal your soul. They don't have souls, so they start stealing souls. Gingers are witches.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
Maybe gingers are the real witches.
maybe. I don't know.
Honestly.
I've never seen anything in here that says they hunted down gingers, but maybe they didn't exist at this time. I don't fucking know.
You also probably didn't see anything that said they didn't hunt down gingers.
Bum bum bum.
All right, so around 1497. So this is when America was discovered, and then all these people are coming over to America, and then these are the people that are colonizing Salem. So all these people that are used to becoming witch hunts, so they're all coming over the real world. So basically, throughout time, people have been using witchcraft for personal gain. So it's not actual religious purposes. If they don't like their fucking neighbor, they're gonna fucking accuse them of being witches and try to kill them.
They're using the accusation of witchcraft, not witchcraft itself, right?
Yeah. So, the people that they don't like. So if you have a villager, they don't like their neighbor, they're going to accuse them of witchcraft. And at this time, there is no actual description of what a witch is. It's just kind of like known. There's no actual, documentation that this, and this makes a witch. It's just people accusing people of witchcraft, and then if people believe them or not, well, they're going to be killed. So basically, people are getting killed solely if the authorities or the people that are convicting them don't like them. So, it's fucked. At this point, it's fucked. If you get accused and you're not liked, you're going to get killed.
The burden of proof was very low at this time. You accused them of being a witch, they're probably going to kill you.
Right, yeah, so don't piss people off at this time, or you're going to get killed.
Yeah, it's like 2018 with, if somebody doesn't like you, apparently you just raped them, so. We're back at this all over again.
So, around this time, you got 1486, where they finally brought out this book. It was called the Mali... Shit, I can't even pronounce this shit. Why is it every time we do a podcast I can't pronounce this stuff? Mali Maleficarum.
That sounds like a witch's book.
It's called The Hammer of the Witches. So basically this book tells you how to find and determines if someone is a witch or not.
I wonder what dumbass actually sat down and came up with this shit and how they came up with it.
Probably the same dumbass that came up and sat down and wrote the Bible.
That's very true.
I mean, it's the same fucking concept, pretty much. Kinda.
Both are fake news.
So basically, in this book, there's a couple different ways that people determined if they were witches or not. So the most popular way was the devil's mark. So the devil's mark was just... I mean, we've all seen the devil's symbol, right? I don't think it was quite like that. But it was just a mark placed on someone's body.
Pentagram?
Yeah, the pentagram. Placed on someone's body that indicate they had a pact with the devil so that demons could feed out of a person's body through this mark. So people would, if they were accused of being a witch, they would first look for this devil's mark. They would fucking shave this person's body, completely shave this person's body, head to toe. And if they found a mark, they would poke it with a pin. If it caused pain, they weren't a witch. If no pain was caused, it was proved to be a mark of the devil. Now, I couldn't really find anything that would say if it was actually a pentagram or not, but I think it was just little marks, and then if this mark looks weird, say you got a weird fucking like birthmark or some shit, they could probably use that as signs of the devil, because it's weird to say abnormal.
I can just imagine.
Who's to say it hurts?
I can just imagine shaving some old guy, right? looking deep within some old guy, newly shaven crevices, looking for a mark. I can only imagine.
Sure, you have a little mark underneath your left testicle. Let me poke that with a fucking stick. Does this hurt? What? I haven't been able to feel my balls in 50 years. Witch!
Hanging by his ball bag.
Hang up by his bag.
Throw him into the lake.
Drown him.
Now the lake. I'm glad you bring that up. So the lake was another test. So basically water, in a religious standpoint, is known as, pure. Water is pure. You have your holy water. So what they would do is in order to test if people were witches or not, they would tie their legs and their hands together, and then they would throw you in a lake. Now if you floated, you were a witch, because you were not consumed by the pureness of the water. If you sank, you weren't a witch. But here's the thing. Sometimes they did not save the people that sank in the water. So they didn't pull them out on time.
Yeah.
They're like, oh yeah, you're not a witch, but yeah, I didn't get to pull you out of the water in time, so you died anyways.
So, whoopsie.
My bad.
I wonder how many people actually fucking floated too, that's the thing.
You wrote this in here that some people weren't saved. I would actually think that the majority of people who got thrown in like this into lakes died. Okay.
Well, this wasn't the main test either, so hopefully not too many.
Still.
But I mean, a lot of people did fucking die.
Yeah, still.
Thousands of people. So I wonder how many people actually died from drowning. That fucking sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, one thing I don't want to die by is drowning.
No.
Drowning, it sounds god awful.
Drowning or
And
burning, both of
yeah,
these
burning would be
happen
bad.
in this story.
God damn.
Actually, I don't know if I don't
I
know.
don't know about
Were there
burning.
any witches that? Yeah, I don't think any witches got
Yeah,
burned
I
in
didn't
Salem,
see anything
but
about burning.
definitely medieval.
Oh, I'm sure
They
someone got
definitely
burned.
burned some witches. Yeah, just not in Salem.
So
Probably got pulled apart
the
too.
last method
Oh yeah.
of figuring out if someone was a witch or not was torture. And we all know how well torture works. So basically, they would just
Oh,
torture
God.
you until you either admitted to being a witch or they believed you that you weren't
You
a
did.
witch. I don't know. Basically,
Yeah,
they're
this
going to torture you until you finally admit, yeah, I'm a witch. Go ahead and kill me.
yeah, this basically goes
Yeah.
back to basic knowledge about torture, okay? I'm going to make you force you to tell me something that I want to hear. Or otherwise I'm going to keep hurting you. So if that means you're going to tell me that you're a witch for me to stop hurting you, then you're going to do it. Like torture doesn't work. Like it's good for revenge, but it doesn't work in interrogation.
And it's pretty damn fun too.
Have you tortured people?
Nah, but I'd like to like go torture some of those Iraqi fuckers or the ISIS people. Go
Yeah.
rip their fingernails off and do some crazy
We
shit.
could torture Colin if you want. I'm sure he won't care.
Think we get like some roofies or something. He won't even remember it.
I'll take the roofies.
Yeah,
Oh.
James will voluntarily take the roofies.
As long as I'm not tortured. As long as Colin's tortured, so I can be a roofie just sitting there watching Colin be tortured.
Maybe that will be your roofie dream and you'll wake up and it was really you the one who got tortured.
Maybe.
Damn. Maybe we even let like a 6'4" black dude come in there and rape you or something.
Oh, maybe a few.
God damn. It's a
They're
mandingo
gonna
party.
train on you. Ooh.
Off the rails.
All right, so fast forward. We're now at 1648. So we're getting close to the actual year of the Salem witch trials. So we're now coming over from New England and Germany and all them. We're coming over to America. So everyone's over here. So 1648 was actually one of the first witch trials over in the New World, over in, the colonized America. It wasn't actually in Salem. So now Salem was a small town just off the coast. It had about 500 people in it, so not too many. I've never seen a town with 500 people in it. So that's a small ass fucking town, surrounded by thick ass woods, far
That's not a
shit
town, that's a
away from
village.
any major city. Yeah, I've never seen a town with 500 people. Not a long.
That's
fucking,
tiny.
right? Yeah, it's small.
Well, the population back then was like 1/10 of what it is now.
True. Because people were dying when they were 12 years old.
Right.
Yeah, the mouse took out like basically the whole population.
So, women were most common witches because they were expected to be the submissive and quiet ones, and any woman that wanted to be, outgoing, wanted to be herself, wanted to, be a part of something, like the church, because they weren't allowed to be a part of the church. Anybody that outspoke this or outspoke their husband or something was automatically a witch, pretty much. Like, oh, you're not being submissive, you're not doing the normal, you're not doing what you're told, you're most likely a witch. You can't be a part of the church. So then I'm thinking, well, if they can't be a part of the church, they're probably, just practicing witchcraft out of sheer boredom. Being in the house alone, just get bored. Like, hey, let me practice witchcraft.
Right.
Like, let me fucking summon the devil. So even though these witch hunts were so common, in Salem, the year 1692, so 1 year, and this is what created Salem as, this big thing. There was 160 documented accusations and trials of witchcraft. So out of these 500 people, 160 trials in this small ass fucking town.
Jesus, that is insane. That's over 20%.
And this is only 1 year.
Yeah.
That's
That's 1 in 4 people almost. Almost, I'd say like 1 in 5.
We gotta pump those numbers up.
Those are rookie numbers. So yeah, that's fucking crazy. I mean, that's the main reason right there is why the Salem witch trials are such a big thing in history because of this this small time period where so many people were accused and even killed. So basically, the story of Salem starts like this. So Reverend Samuel Harris and his wife, they spend their winters and they spend their time visiting members of the parish in nearby cities, leaving their children Abigail and Elizabeth to be watched by a former slave from Barbados named Tituba.
Tituba the Witchuba.
Tituba.
Tituba the Witchuba.
Now, Tituba being from Barbados and stuff, her people believe in a whole different other religion. So basically, she started teaching these children about, magic and powers that the Barbados peoples believed in and had. And then eventually got, so ballsy and comfortable, she started to teach these children, some voodoo tricks, which, nowadays are basic fucking science tricks that you teach your 5-year-old. But back then, these were, known as fucking magic and voodoo and shit and whatnot.
Yeah, voodoo's cool.
Fucking, yeah, like voodoo dolls and shit. I'm sure that shown her that too. I believe that actually was one of them.
Nothing wrong with having a
Well,
voodoo doll.
Now, but, back then, it was a big fucking thing. So basically, these children, I think they were like 10 at the time. They knew what was going on. So they knew Tituba was teaching them things against her religion, and they knew that she was teaching them things seen as, devil's practice. So, but they kept their mouth shut for the most part, for the parents and the people in the village, anybody that would say anything. But of course, being a 10-year-old girl, they're going to tell their friends. And this is what started the whole fucking thing, is these 10-year-old girls that decided to think, hey, this fucking voodoo shit's kind of fun. Let's start fucking with people. And this, boys and girls, is how the troll was born.
The first troll that got like everybody killed.
This is not the first troll, but it is a good prehistoric example of one.
Prehistoric troll.
Yeah,
The old school troll.
exactly.
So these girls and her friends, it was Abigail and her 5 friends. They started playing around with devil practices, just for fun. They thought it was cool at the time. I don't know what the fuck ever. So they started doing this, and of course, in this small town, people start seeing these things. They start noticing that these 5 girls are acting strange, that they're doing these things that normal 10-year-old girls wouldn't be doing. Well,
Yeah, like pull a quarter out from behind somebody's ear. That's just.
hey, Dad, look at this. Are you a witch? Where did you learn this shit?
Witch!
Witch!
Right. So,
Die, witch.
of course, being a small town, these children, they're pointed out quite easily, and they start bringing them in. Like, hey, what the fuck is going on? Well, children are kind of not able, or is seen to not being able to practice witchcraft themselves. So they weren't accusing the children of being witches. More so like, hey, what the fuck is going on?
Like, who put a curse on these girls?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah. So,
Like, who did this to these girls, which are making all these people crazy?
yeah, keep in mind this is a
Something like
big
that.
thing, too.
I mean, well, they killed a lot of young kids too. I'm pretty sure.
Well, you mean in Salem or just like over time?
Yeah. In Salem, I think they killed a bunch of kids under like
Well,
12 and
maybe
even
after
younger.
this, but this was kind of like the start because I mean they weren't really killing people left and right until this little story happened, and then that's what kicked off them starting just fucking killing people and accusations flying left and right.
Pressing people.
Right. So basically, so they're bringing these girls in. They're just finding out like, hey, they're acting weird. What the fuck's going on? This is like just out of the winter of 1692, 1691 going into 1692. So this is just the start of the year. So after, long questioning from the church and the authorities, the children finally named Tituba, claiming that she was the one that taught them these things that cursed them. But they didn't stop there. The girls also named a girl named Sarah Good. Now, Sarah Good was the town beggar. She was like very low income, kind of like a old age bum that we would have living on the side of the road. I mean, I'm sure she lived in a box just back then. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, they had
sort of like
cardboard
Colin.
back then.
Did they?
Yeah. Well, you just said she lived in a box, so yeah, they definitely had cardboard back then.
Well, I don't know if she
I've seen
actually lived in
pictures.
a box. Just figure of speech.
No, I've
Very low
I've
income.
seen pictures.
So,
I've seen videos from Salem.
well, what? What? Shut the fuck up, Colin.
Damn.
I just love to see the wheel spin in James's head. Wait, what?
What?
Confused the fuck out of
I don't know. I got my mind at Astoria right now.
Story
my God.
mode.
Yeah.
Hold on, I'll become one of the little girls for a second.
With this bad boy.
We
So,
might need that later.
Tell us, Abigail. No, Abigail, tell
No,
us.
don't kill me.
No, Abigail wasn't the
Tell
one being
us.
accused.
Oh, what?
No, Abigail's the one accusing people. She's the little girl. She's one of the 5 little
Yeah,
girls.
that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
He's Abigail.
What a bitch.
She's a bitch.
Abigail, where'd you go? Abigail.
Abigail's back.
Hey, Abigail. So why did you start doing witchcraft again? Like, did you get forced, or what's going on here?
I wanted to troll the people of Salem, and it's not a good troll unless people die, so I had to go very extreme.
Oh, man, that is a little extreme for a 7-year-old girl, but yeah, you're right.
Holy fuck, who was that
Yeah,
little
where'd
girl?
she
She
go?
Oh
was
my god.
crazy.
We're talking about her. She's coming back over the mic. She's hotting us. The fuck?
It's
Spooky season.
it's
Alright, so going back. So we got now Tituba and Sarah Good that have been named by Abigail and these 5 girls. So, one's slave from Barbados, one's a very scrappy, bum-looking girl. So nobody questioned this. They're like, okay, yeah, I believe you. You're only a 10-year-old little girl. Sure, why not? Whatever you say. But they didn't stop there. So they went and they also named Sarah Osborne, which is a very old lady, laid in bed all the fucking time. She's on a deathbed. She's not going anywhere. Now, the thing that both Sarahs had in common, which made it so easy to believe that they were witches, is neither one of them went to church. Like, okay, well, you don't go to church. Yeah, you're most likely a witch. Plus, these girls named you.
Ooh, who goes to church anyway? That's for
Well,
pussies.
back then, everybody did.
I'm not going now. Fuck
Well, I
that.
don't go to church.
I can see it back then. Literally, like, if you didn't go to church, you were an outsider. In the olden days, the good old days.
Yep. Back in the day, boys.
So,
Had some good times back then.
maybe. I mean, until you get accused of being a witch. And Colin, we all know you would be the first one accused as being a witch.
Why? Is it because of what I'm doing on the Skype right now?
What? Sure.
This is witchcraft, I mean, pretty much. For those of you who can't see, I got the silicone band tied around a Sharpie. It's flopping around everywhere. It's witchcraft.
That's not what he's doing. What he's really doing is he's willy coppering. He's got his dick out and he's just throwing it in a big circle.
Oh, dear. Oh,
It's
dear.
a scary sight to see.
All right, so anyways, back to the story
Anyways.
once again.
I kind of figured we'd get off track, but I was planning on it and hoping for it. All right, so back to the story here. So now you have Sarah Osborne and Sarah Good on trial, and you have Tituba. So during the trials, both Sarahs are going, and then basically you have the 5 girls sitting there, and each Sarah's sitting there just denying. Well, every time that they would deny something, the girls would act out and act as if they were getting hurt and getting possessed. And they were saying that, trying to show that Sarah on trial was hurting them. They'd also sit there and mimic her. So whenever she would, move her head over or move her arms, they would mimic her to show that, she was the one that was possessing these 5 children. So these children were being fucking cynical as fuck. They're like, all right, well, I don't want to be called a liar, so let's take it one step further and make it look like she's controlling our movements and hurting us with her mind and shit. So they were sent to jail easily. I mean, fucking, they're like, all right, yep, you're hurting these children, you're going to jail. So now it's time for Tituba's trial. So Tituba started a whole fucking new thing where she started spinning crazy tales of witches flying around on brooms and this tall man dressed in all black coming to visit and bring the book of the devil. So now this guy brings the book of the devil, and Tituba claims that both Sarah Good and Sarah Osborne signed into this book and sold their souls to the devil, and then that there were 6 others that signed as well. Now, she didn't name the 6 others. She just said there were 6 others that signed this book.
I wonder what the average soul went for back then.
I don't know. I tried to sell my soul for $5 on Craigslist, and no one wanted to buy it.
Nobody?
Nobody.
Best I can do is $350.
$350? I'll take $350. Send me in PayPal.
Damn, I can work with that.
So, of course, people saying that 6 other people, unnamed people, have now signed the book of the devil. People are going to start flipping the fuck out. So this is kind of what started, everyone accusing people and naming people, trying to find these witches. When we're thinking, well, if there's 6 witches out there, who says there can't be more? So now everyone's going around town accusing people, and it's a very fucking hostile time in this small-ass little town. At this time, you got Sarah Good's daughter that comes out and openly says that she's practicing witchcraft just to be with her mother in jail, which is, understandable, I guess. It's a small girl. She wants to be with her mom. So she says she's practicing witchcraft. So this is more people now coming out saying that they're practicing it, and just causes more and more fucking mayhem.
Bitches is crazy.
Yeah, no, these 5 girls started, and Tituba's story kind of just fucked shit up. Like, hey, yeah, I know these little girls are lying, but let me just add more to the lie just to freak more people out.
Let me just ruin everything. They got us kicked out of the Garden of Eden. Now they're fucking getting people hung.
No.
God
That's
damn.
the wrong way to think about it, okay? What we really need to know is, was she black?
Tituba? Yeah, Tituba was Barbados. Barbados is black.
Oh, yeah. She was a ex-slave. That's right, shit.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, so she was going to be condemned and possibly killed for witchcraft anyways, but she thought, okay, well, if I'm going to go down, let me take down a bunch of people with me, which is really some bullshit right there. When she's the one that kind of started in the first place. Like, she started it, and then these 5 girls fucking just took it to a whole nother level, and then she just fucking like, all right, well, I already fucked shit up. Let me fuck shit up more. Whatever.
Exactly. That's why I see sometimes when you're racist, sometimes you're right. Sorry, I'm cringing at myself.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
Well, that got cynical real quick.
So,
No.
all this kind of happened in
We
the
love
beginning of
the
the year.
blacks.
Throughout basically the entire fucking summer, it's basically people fucking accusing one another and whatnot. So at the end of the year, these 5 girls started accusing a woman by the name of Rebecca Nurse. Now, Rebecca Nurse is a very well-respected religious woman, very sought after in the community. People liked her, yada, yada, yada. And then, as soon as they accused her, people started coming forward, vouching for Rebecca, like saying she's not a witch. And that's when people started, creating some doubt, like, hey, maybe these 5 girls aren't really telling the truth. So that was kind of near like fall. Then to fucking kick it off, like right after that, these girls tried to accuse one of the reverends, Reverend George Barrow. And that's when the town finally realized, like, hey, These girls are not telling the truth.
For some reason, all my old school knowledge is coming back to me. This all makes sense now. Remember?
Right? Yeah, no, if you listen to it back in school, you know, it's starting to make sense now. You're starting to remember the story.
I was asleep on the desk, but I was still listening.
Subconsciously, yep. But by the time the town figured it out, it was already way too late. Basically, by the end of 1692, this 1 year, in the town of Salem, over 200 people were accused by girls and other villagers. 54 of them were killed. One of the
Jesus.
people out of this 54 was even killed by being squished to death. Basically, what they did is they took a flat log, put it on top of the guy, and then started fucking piling big ass fucking boulders on top as torture for him to admit that he was a witch.
Yeah, in the Crucible, they go through this in painful detail. Basically, what you said, he laid on the ground, and they're like, "Okay, you gotta tell us something. You gotta confess or something." He's like, "I'm not confessing. I'm not a witch." Boom. Throws another boulder on, starts to crush him. All right, you gonna confess? No. Boom, another one. Boom, boom, until finally, and that's me clapping my hands together because that's probably what it sounded like when he got crushed.
Imagine it's like when you step on a bug.
Yeah.
Oh, that's bad. The funny thing is, well, I guess it's not really funny.
It's hilarious.
This is real funny to James.
His last words were actually "more weight," and after that is when he died.
That's how you go out being a gangster.
Yeah, you tell me you want more weight, yeah.
And then the real fucking kicker to this, so the one who started it, Tituba, survived. She was actually not one of the ones that was killed. Sold back into slavery, though. But she wasn't killed.
Damn, they sold her ass back.
Well, I mean, she did start it. I'm not defending slavery, but she deserves some kind of bullshit for fucking starting the entire 1692 fucking Salem witch trials.
So they gave her back to the
It was
honkies.
her fault. Wow.
I mean, you don't. Was she not the one that started
Was-
it? I mean, I was kind of the five girls' fault.
She is to blame. There are many people to blame here for this, but she probably is one of the people that deserves the most blame.
I think religion in general is in blame.
Well, yeah, but
Yeah.
that's beside the point. I don't think
Religion does nothing good.
you can't blame people for just
I would
following
disagree
other
with
people.
that.
Colin and I were talking about this earlier.
Kids-
You fucking people follow everyone else. There's no original thoughts anymore.
You know, people want hope. They just want hope, and that's really all they're looking for.
They blindly follow the masses. That's why fucking Democrats and Republicans are such big fucking things, because people are just blindly fucking following.
And those NPC memes are so funny if you guys haven't seen them yet.
Oh yeah.
I see a couple here and there.
Kind of funny.
So basically, that was kind of the end of Salem right there. That
Well, we should
what?
reboot the Salem witch trials again.
Bring it
Start
back.
accusing people of being witches.
Bring it
Yeah,
back. Bring
we need a new plague anyway.
We already have it. It's called the internet.
Oh wow.
That is a disease. The internet is a disease, is what I'm trying to say, boys.
Does it kill people though?
Yes.
Explain.
You can go on the dark web and get somebody killed.
Yes, and people get cyberbullied to death all the time. I mean, the internet definitely can kill.
Cyberbullying. That's probably me and James. Colin just got like the look on his face that you guys can't see. He's like, yeah, no shit.
Sorry, someone's talking outside the studio.
Whatever. Okay. Whatever. Anyways, so that was the end of the Salem witch trials, where it fucking. I mean, 54 people only died. It's not that much, but it was still a lot of fucking accusations. A lot of people killed in one fucking year. And actually, one of the girls, Anne, 15 years later, after all this happened, apologized and claimed that the devil made her do it.
It's a good apology right there.
Is it though? Is it really? So how are you gonna apologize and then say that the devil made her do it? Isn't that still lying?
Yeah. I mean, if I'm living back then, I guess the perfect apology for anything is blame the devil. The devil
Yeah.
made me had sex with 15 men.
Wait,
Wow.
is that what you
okay.
call it? The devil actually made.
That's what I call it. The devil made me have sex with 15 men at once, including the Reverend.
I don't think she
Okay,
had
Abigail.
sex though. Actually, in the Crucible, it mentions that she did have sex, but nowhere in anything that I saw says that any of these girls had sex with anybody.
That's gotta be a lie.
I thought that was kind of interesting. No, I think they just put it in the book just so they could sell more fucking copies.
I guess children having sex sells a lot of books. Ask Stephen King.
Yep, I was just about to say that. If you don't
Doing
know
his
what
child
we're referring
orgies.
to, we're referring to the child orgy in It, the book It. It's very strange. Okay.
Yeah, I'm so sad they left it out of the movie.
Oh man.
I never actually read the book.
fuck.
And, judging by your guys' little trailer here, I don't want to read it.
No, now you really want to read it.
No, I don't.
Yeah, it's right raw too, and it's something
Is
else.
it like child porn? Like fucking child on
Descriptive?
child?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, it's
Child
like,
on child on child on child.
At what age?
I think it's like what, like 11 or I don't know, maybe even younger than that.
Very young.
They're pretty young. I don't know why
Yeah.
he thought that was a good idea, but
Yeah, that's kind of fucked. I mean, the whole movie itself is kind of
Yeah.
fucked, but that's like even more fucked.
That's ultra fucked.
well, there was a lot of fucked going on in that book.
Speaking of.
Besides the children. Yeah, speaking of. Fuck the children.
Okay. Well, are we done? Are we done with Salem witch trials?
I think so. I got like two more here. So,
Go ahead.
ended off basically what it comes down to is a lot of people believe that these girls were doing it just for sport. The other half believe that the girls did truly believe that they were being controlled by the devil. To this day, no one knows, and I don't think anybody else is going to know. But one thing that actually came out of the Salem witch trials that is actually, an upside, a benefit, is this started saying innocent until proven guilty. So before this time,
reality-
everyone was guilty until proven innocent, and they killed just fucking hundreds of people, thousands of people. After this is when they finally started realizing, hey, maybe we should, start to say they're innocent and then prove that they're guilty.
Prove that they're guilty. Yeah, exactly. No, that's probably, well, not probably, that definitely is the best thing to come from this.
So thank you, Salem witch trials. Thank you, Abigail, for being a fucking cunt and killing a bunch of people. Because now
Don't talk about me like that.
I can get away with some shit, and then they have to prove me guilty.
Well,
In reality, it's still guilty until proven
Yeah, I
innocent.
was
Because
just
they're going
about
to take
to
her
say
ass to
that.
jail. We got to get a
Let's be
lawyer.
they're going to interrogate you. I mean, if they want you to be guilty, guess what? You're guilty.
But it should still be
Yep.
innocent until proven guilty.
Yeah.
Should be.
In an ideal world.
Ask Brett Kavanaugh how he feels about that.
I bet he probably feels pretty good about it now.
I bet he does.
I mean, I feel good for him.
Yeah, he's sitting pretty on the Supreme Court now.
Yes, sir.
Justice Kavanaugh.
And no riots in the street, so I think we're sitting just fine, just like always.
I know.
Crazy enough, nobody's Christine Bailey, whatever her name was, just disappeared.
Yeah, what happened to her? Did they just, completely ignore her after, she made $1 million on her GoFundMe and they just, stopped listening to her? Is that what happened?
She's probably got a book coming out soon, so watch out for that.
Oh, I think she already put out a book.
Oh wow, shocker.
Yeah, shocker. Same with Stormy Daniels. All that filth.
Talking about how Trump's got a toad head dick. That was. Yeah, that was interesting. Toadhead was trending on Twitter for all day one day.
So is Horseface.
Yo, that was funny.
Oh,
I was like, no way, the president called
Yeah.
this bitch a horse face.
we're referring to Trump's tweet where he referred to Stormy Daniels as Horseface.
Yeah, which
President-
was hilarious,
President
might I add.
Donald Trump. There we go.
God, dude.
Yo, I know that other nations are just looking and just shaking their
I
fucking
don't know, he
head.
makes me love this country. Like I hated this fucking
I
country.
know.
He makes me love it.
He's got the Republicans and a lot of people just they say what comes to their mind now.
Yep.
And I love it.
I do
I
the
love it
same
too.
fucking thing.
Way better than Obama. I mean, that's a debate for another day, but I firmly believe it.
I don't think that's a debate
Not
for
for
any day.
what you're thinking. Not for the reasons that you may be thinking of me, okay?
On this episode of Is Colin Racist?
Dun dun dun. Boo!
Boo.
Boo, racism.
Colin got the boo
Oh
button.
yeah, we need to get more of those.
No,
That'd be fun.
racism got the boo button.
Yeah,
Boo,
boo
racist.
racism. None of us are racist. Boo racism.
Boo, racism.
Yeah, boo.
Racism
Check
has
out the
got to go.
website.
So while we're speaking of politics, you wanna talk about fucking Hillary Clinton?
Hillary Clinton? Who's asking? That's a real question.
And that supposedly $84 million that she laundered through her campaign.
Oh yeah, yeah, I did see something about that not too long ago. So yeah, apparently something came out that she laundered $84 million. I mean, who didn't see it coming? But just to see it get
Is
reported
anybody
on.
surprised?
No,
Yeah,
not at
no.
all. Not at fucking all.
She's a cunt.
Oh yeah, fuck Hillary Clinton. Imagine if she was the president though.
We would have already
God.
gone through World War III.
Yeah, well, at least we'd have we'd have our health care. We'd have all types of free shit. We'd probably get free money that just comes in the mail.
Yeah,
You want $100? Here, have it.
yeah.
Socialism,
Is
yay!
She is so fake, it makes me mad. She went on, I think it was the Breakfast Club, and to appeal to the minorities, specifically the black groups. She says, and I don't know why she thought this was a good idea, that she carries around hot sauce in her purse. Why?
Jesus,
really?
How fucking out of touch are you?
It's a little racist, don't you think?
She knows that. She knows those blacks love their hot sauce, so she just had to let them know.
Hey, you guys remember
Well,
Sarah
I love
Palin?
My chicken, my fried chicken, watermelon, Kool-Aid. I love it all. Sarah Palin, what?
So you remember Sarah Palin?
Yes.
I got no story. I'm just saying. I mean, Hillary Clinton and Sarah Palin. Those are two peas in a pod right there.
Yeah, they are.
They're both fucking retarded.
That's quite a it's quite a lesbian tape coming up.
I would pay
Oh,
to
I'm
see
sure
that.
there's already one.
Would you watch Sarah Palin and Hillary
Oh
Clinton
yeah,
go at it?
all day long.
Yeah, I would too. There would probably be some dank memes that came out of it.
I love dank meme.
Love dank memes, boys.
Dank memes and dank weed.
Whoa.
Whoa. We're advocating marijuana use on the podcast. We cannot
What?
do
Yeah,
that.
we can.
Actually, yeah, we can. I think we do.
We definitely can.
If you're not completely stoned when you're listening to this episode, it's probably going to be pretty tough for you.
I don't know. I think today's episode went pretty well.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, it went very swell.
Was that sarcasm, Colin?
ourselves-
Swimmingly. No, it went quite swimmingly, if I were to say.
Swimmingly.
Let's give ourselves a round of applause.
All right,
Thank
boys.
you. That's our
Any last notes?
studio audience.
Any last notes? Visit the website. Visit us on IG. Find us on Twitter.
Leave a comment.
Send Colin bombs.
Leave a comment. Say Colin's the best. He gets cyber bullied, and that the two cyber bullies need to be held accountable. And then send me Bitcoin, and I'll have it handled.
I thought you were about to say send me dick
Oh
pics.
wow. Yeah, that's what I thought was coming.
No,
Send Colin
I
dick
agree.
You can
pics.
send those to the email though,
No,
if you really
send
want.
Bob.
Mm,
Send Bob.
Send Bob's and Vagin.
oh God.
I really hope I get one now.
Will you show me
You
nice
want a
pic
dick
of your
pic?
What? No,
Bob?
send Bob and Virgin.
Yeah. Bob.
Oh shit, we still gotta do
Cloth off.
the fucking. God, why can I not think of her fucking name? Alice Little.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, talk to her, see if
we
we
gotta
can do
get
that next
her on
week
here soon.
or whatnot. And then, have you heard anything about the radio station yet?
I actually haven't got a chance to go out there, but I've talked to them a couple of times, and as soon as I get a chance, I'm gonna go up there and see what their studio's about. Yeah, it's big news for the podcast. We got a
Yep.
possible new studio. What?
What?
New producers? What?
What in the butt?
Higher production
What?
value. What? So yeah, we're making moves.
Then maybe we
boys.
can really get Bob and Vij.
Bob and Beach. We're always looking for some Bobs over here, boys. You already know.
Hardcore midget porn.
Yep. Send us.
Yep. From the first live stream, you already know what's going on.
We need to do another live stream soon. That was fun.
Halloween.
do.
Halloween. All right, boys. Well, it's been a fun episode. I think it's time to wrap it up. We're sitting kind of
Yes, sir.
45 minutes now, so we will see you guys next week. We don't know what we're doing next week yet, so it's a surprise to all of us, including me.
Yeah. Nobody knows.
We'll figure it out.
No one knows.
And we will see you next week.
Surprise to you and me. Adios.
See everybody
Peace.
later.